Charlie Kirk's public memorial was held at the State Farm Stadium in Arizona on Sunday. More than 200,000 are believed to have turned up at the stadium, home to NFL's Arizona Cardinals. Now, security for Sunday's service was raised due to the level that is typically reserved for Super Bowls, and speakers stood behind bulletproof glasses. Meanwhile, since Saturday, supporters thronged to honor his memory by laying flowers, writing messages on crosses and praying outside the turning point HQs of Phoenix as well as Arizona. It was a somber yet politically charged day as President Trump and top members of his administration gathered to honor the late Charlie Kirk, the firebrand conservative activist hailed by allies as a transformative force in American politics. Trump called it a tough day, but vowed to celebrate what he called the life of a great man. Vice President JD Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth joined the tribute, turning Kirk's memorial into a rallying cry. Kirk's widow, Erika Kirk, who has been taking up the leadership of Turning Point USA, also paid a touching tribute to her husband.
Campus event, Charlie asked the people who disagreed with him to come forward, and instead of silencing them, he handed them a microphone and let them speak. And he'd convinced so many of them. It was a pretty amazing thing to watch, actually. Shortly before Charlie arrived on campus, the day he was assassinated, a staff member texted him that there were many critics and students who were opposed to his views, and rather strenuously in the crowd. And that actually made him feel good, because he wanted to convince them. He understood. He really did. He understood what was right. And he was right about that. A lot of it was based on common sense, by the way. Charlie wrote back to the staff member saying, "I'm not here to fight them. I want to know them and love them, and I want to reach them and try and lead them into a great way of life in our country." In that private moment on his dying day, we find everything we need to know about who Charlie Kirk truly was.
He was fearless and he was bold, as any follower would hope would be true of a leader. And in this, he showed all of us how to carry on after his death. You know, Charlie Kirk, he loved history. He devoured the ideas that formed the foundation of our civilization. He stood for a tradition that Socrates established 2,500 years ago: to question, to search, and to teach. He was Athens and Jerusalem, the city of reason and the city of God in one person. But if he loved those places, they were not his home. America was his home, and he was willing to die for it.
God's love was revealed to me on the very day my husband was murdered. On the afternoon of September 10th, I arrived at a Utah hospital to do the unthinkable, to look directly at my husband's murdered body. I saw the wound that ended his life. I felt everything you would expect to feel. I felt shock. I felt horror, and a level of heartache that I didn't even know existed. But there was something else too. Even in death, I could see the man that I love. I saw the one single gray hair on the side of his head, which I never told him about. Now he knows. Sorry, baby, I'm telling you now, but never told him. Didn't want to.